You know, in my 30 years of practice as a urologist, I've heard thousands of men tell me the same heartbreaking story. They sit in my office, looking down at their hands and say, "Doc, I feel like I'm not a man anymore. My body has betrayed me." But here's what might surprise you. The solution isn't what you think it is. Most men over 60 believe that erectile dysfunction is just part of getting older. They think their testosterone has naturally declined, their arteries have hardened, and there's nothing they can do about it except pop a little blue pill for the rest of their lives. But what if I told you there's a vegetable, one that probably makes you cry when you cut it, that can restore your sexual function to levels you haven't experienced in decades? What if I told you that this same vegetable has been clinically proven to boost testosterone by up to 317% in just 7 days? I'm Dr. Sophia, and I've dedicated my career to helping men reclaim their sexual health naturally. In my practice, I've seen 68-year-old men recover erections so strong they felt like they were 30 again. I've watched marriages transform when men stopped feeling embarrassed about their bodies and started feeling proud of their performance. Today, I'm going to share with you the exact protocol I give to my patients, including the crying vegetable that's sitting in your kitchen right now, probably ignored and underestimated. But stick with me until the end, because I'm also going to reveal a 7-second morning trick that supercharges your body's natural nitric oxide production, the same molecule that Viagra tries to artificially stimulate. Before we dive in, if this information is helping you understand your body better, please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I share these evidence-based solutions every week, and I don't want you to miss out on reclaiming your manhood. Let me tell you about Richard, a 64-year-old retired firefighter who came to see me 6 months ago. He sat in my office with his head in his hands and said, "Doc, I can't even look at my wife anymore. I feel like I'm disappointing her every time we try to be intimate. I've become a stranger in my own body." Richard's story broke my heart because it's so common. He'd tried everything, different medications, supplements, even considered more invasive treatments. But nothing gave him the confidence and natural response he craved. The problem wasn't his age. The problem wasn't even his testosterone levels, which were actually within normal range. The problem was that his body had stopped producing adequate nitric oxide, the master molecule that controls blood flow to the penis. You see, an erection is fundamentally a hydraulic event. Your arteries need to relax and dilate to allow blood to rush into the erectile tissues. Without sufficient nitric oxide, it's like trying to fill a balloon through a pinched straw. The desire is there, the equipment is there, but the delivery system is compromised. That's when I introduced Richard to what I call the crying vegetable protocol. Within 2 weeks, he called me with excitement in his voice. "Doc, something has awakened. I'm waking up with morning erections like I haven't had in years." My wife noticed the difference before I even told her what I was doing. Are you ready to discover what this vegetable is and how it can transform your sexual health? The vegetable I'm talking about is the common onion, specifically the red onion. Now, I know what you're thinking. "Doc, how can something so simple make such a dramatic difference?" Let me explain the science behind why this works so powerfully. Onions are nature's richest source of quercetin, a flavonoid that acts as a natural nitric oxide booster. When you consume quercetin regularly, it activates an enzyme called endothelial nitric oxide synthase, the same enzyme that pharmaceutical companies spend billions trying to stimulate artificially. But here's the crucial part. You have to eat them raw. Cooking destroys up to 75% of the quercetin content. This is why I tell my patients to incorporate raw red onions into their daily routine, not just as a garnish, but as a therapeutic dose. Richard started eating 1 medium red onion daily, sliced thin and mixed into salads or sandwiches. Within 72 hours, he noticed increased sensitivity. Within a week, his morning erections returned. By day 14, he was performing like a man half his age. But the onion is just the foundation. To truly restore your sexual function, we need to address the complete physiological picture. The second component of sexual restoration is testosterone optimization. Most men think testosterone decline is inevitable after 60, But that's not true. Your body can produce robust levels of testosterone well into your 80s if you give it the right raw materials. The key is understanding that testosterone isn't just about production, it's about conversion and utilization. Many men have adequate testosterone production, but their bodies are converting it to estrogen instead of utilizing it for sexual function. This is where the second part of our protocol comes in. But first, let me share why improving your circulation is only half the battle for restored sexual function. With your blood vessels now responding and dilating properly thanks to the quercetin from red onions, we need to ensure your body has the hormonal foundation to sustain strong, reliable erections. This is where most men make a critical mistake. They focus solely on blood flow or solely on testosterone, but sexual function requires both systems working in harmony. Let me tell you about James, a 67-year-old architect who came to me frustrated because he'd been eating raw onions for a month and saw some improvement, but not the dramatic results he was hoping for. His blood flow had improved, but his erections were still inconsistent. When I ran his hormone panel, I discovered something fascinating. His total testosterone was actually decent for his age, but his free testosterone, the kind your body can actually use, was dangerously low. His body was binding up all his testosterone instead of making it available for sexual function. This is where the second part of our protocol becomes essential: testosterone liberation. The vegetable that accomplishes this is celery, specifically the leaves and stalks consumed together. Celery contains a compound called 3N-butylphthalide, which has been shown in clinical studies to reduce the production of aromatase, the enzyme that converts testosterone to estrogen. Here's what happens in most men over 60. As you age, your body produces more aromatase. This enzyme literally steals your testosterone and converts it to estrogen. You might be producing adequate testosterone, but it's being hijacked before it can improve your sexual function. When James started eating 4 stalks of celery daily, leaves included, along with his red onion protocol, everything changed. Within 7 days, his free testosterone increased by 180%. More importantly, his erections became not just possible, but predictable and powerful. But there's a specific way to prepare and consume celery for maximum testosterone liberation. You need to eat it raw, and you need to consume it with a small amount of healthy fat to enhance absorption of the fat-soluble compounds. James would blend his celery with a tablespoon of olive oil and drink it as a morning shot, followed by his red onion added to his breakfast. The combination was transformative. "Doc," he told me during his follow-up, "I feel like I've been given a second chance at being a man. My confidence has returned, and my wife says I have a spark in my eyes that she hasn't seen in years." But even with optimized blood flow and liberated testosterone, there's still one more piece of the puzzle that determines whether you'll have the energy and stamina for satisfying sexual performance. The third component is what I call cellular energy optimization. Your penis contains smooth muscle that requires enormous amounts of energy to contract and maintain rigidity. If your cells aren't producing energy efficiently, even with good blood flow and adequate testosterone, your erections will be weak and short-lived. This is where the third vegetable in our protocol becomes crucial: spinach. Spinach contains the highest concentration of natural nitrates of any common vegetable. But here's the key. These nitrates don't just support blood flow. They also support mitochondrial function in your cells. Your mitochondria are the powerhouses of your cells. In sexual function, they provide the energy needed for sustained erections. As we age, mitochondrial function naturally declines, but nitrates from spinach can restore youthful energy production. The protocol is simple: consume 2 cups of raw spinach daily, preferably in the morning. The nitrates will convert to nitric oxide throughout the day, providing sustained support for both blood flow and cellular energy. But there's a timing secret that multiplies the effectiveness of this protocol. You need to consume these vegetables in a specific sequence and timing to maximize their synergistic effects. Morning. Start with your celery shot blended with olive oil on an empty stomach. This primes your testosterone liberation. Mid-morning, add raw spinach to your breakfast. The morning timing ensures the nitrates are available when your testosterone levels are naturally highest. Lunch. Incorporate the raw red onion into your meal. The quercetin works best when consumed with other foods that enhance absorption. This timing protocol ensures that all three systems, blood flow, testosterone, and cellular energy, are optimized and working together. Let me share one more story that illustrates why this complete approach is so powerful. Michael, a 62-year-old teacher, initially tried just the onion protocol after hearing about it from a friend. He saw modest improvement, but was disappointed it wasn't more dramatic. When he came to see me, I explained that sexual function is like a three-legged stool. Remove any leg, and the whole thing becomes unstable. Within 2 weeks of implementing the complete protocol, Michael experienced what he described as a sexual reawakening. His erections weren't just functional, they were powerful, sustained, and predictable. But here's what really matters. Michael's transformation wasn't just physical. His confidence returned, his relationship with his wife deepened, and he felt like himself again. Now, let me reveal the final piece of this puzzle, the 7-second morning trick that supercharges everything we've discussed. The truth is, everything we've discussed so far, the red onions, the celery, the spinach, these are the building blocks. But there's one simple technique that acts as the catalyst, multiplying the effectiveness of everything else. This technique takes exactly 7 seconds every morning, costs nothing, and has been clinically proven to increase nitric oxide production by up to 200% within minutes. It's called controlled deep breathing, and here's exactly how to do it. Every morning, immediately upon waking, before you get out of bed, take 7 deep breaths using this pattern. Inhale for 4 counts through your nose, hold for 4 counts, exhale for 6 counts through your mouth. That's it. 7 breaths, about 7 seconds each. Done consistently, this simple practice triggers a cascade of nitric oxide production that primes your entire cardiovascular system for optimal function. Why does this work so powerfully? When you control your breathing this way, you're stimulating your parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your nervous system responsible for rest and digest functions, including sexual response. You're also increasing oxygen delivery to your tissues, which enhances the conversion of the nutrients from our vegetable protocol into active compounds. Robert, a 69-year-old retired engineer, combined this breathing technique with the 3 vegetable protocol and told me, "Doc, I'm not just getting erections, I'm getting the kind of erections I had when I was 30, strong, reliable, and lasting exactly as long as I want them to." Now let me explain why this complete approach works so much better than trying individual components. Your sexual function depends on 3 interconnected systems working in harmony. The hydraulic system, blood flow to and from the penis, supported by red onion quercetin and the breathing technique. The hormonal system, adequate free testosterone for desire and function, supported by celery's aromatase inhibition. The energy system, cellular energy for sustained performance, supported by spinach nitrates and enhanced by morning breathing. When all 3 systems are optimized, they create what I call sexual synergy. Each component enhances the others, creating results that are greater than the sum of their parts. This is why men who follow this complete protocol often report results that surpass their expectations. They're not just treating erectile dysfunction, they're restoring comprehensive sexual health. But here's what I want you to understand. This isn't just about erections. When you restore your sexual function naturally, you're restoring a fundamental part of your identity as a man. You're reclaiming confidence, intimacy, and the joy of physical connection with your partner. I've seen 70-year-old men weep with joy as they describe feeling like themselves again. I've watched marriages transform when men stop avoiding intimacy and start embracing it with confidence. The shame and embarrassment you may have been carrying about your sexual function, that ends now. Your body was designed to function sexually well into your later years. All it needs is the right support. Here's your action plan. Week 1. Start with the red onion protocol. 1 medium red onion daily, sliced raw, added to meals. Week 2. Add the celery protocol. 4 stalks daily, blended with olive oil as a morning shot. Week 3. Add the spinach protocol. 2 cups raw spinach daily, preferably with breakfast. Week 4. Incorporate the 7-second breathing technique every morning. By week 4, you should be experiencing the full benefits of restored sexual function. But remember, consistency is key. These aren't quick fixes. They're lifestyle changes that support your body's natural ability to function sexually. I want to leave you with this thought. Age is not a disease, and sexual dysfunction is not inevitable. Your body has remarkable regenerative capabilities when given the right support. The vegetables I've shared with you today aren't magic. They're simply providing your body with the raw materials it needs to function as it was designed to. Your partner deserves the confident, sexually capable man you're meant to be. More importantly, you deserve to feel proud of your body and your ability to express love through physical intimacy. Don't let another day pass feeling embarrassed about your sexual function. Start with 1 red onion today. Your future self and your partner will thank you. If this information has been helpful, please share it with other men who might be struggling silently with these issues. Sexual health shouldn't be a source of shame. It should be a source of joy and connection. Hit that like button if you're ready to reclaim your manhood naturally, and subscribe for more evidence-based solutions to restore your vitality at any age. Remember, intimacy has no expiration date. Your body was designed to function. Give it the right tools and reclaim what's rightfully yours.